If you are getting started with Snowflake, in this quick video, I'll show you exactly how to create a new database and schema in Snowflake. You can start off your Snowflake journey with this one. Though there are some databases, and underneath that there are schemas and tables listed over here, but we can start from scratch and create a new database for ourselves. Let's get started with that. In Snowflake, a database is a container that stores your structured data. Think of it like a folder, and within that folder, you can have various schemas, and that schema can contain tables, views, stored procedures, UDFs, that are user-defined functions, and other Snowflake objects. So to put it simply, databases are a folder, and within that folder, you have a subfolder called schemas, and that subfolder have different Snowflake objects like tables and views and um, stored procedures, functions, then sequence, and there are a lot of them. You can even have a Git repository set up there. So it really have a vast range of Snowflake objects that you can leverage. So before you create a table, you need a database and a schema. For that, let's start with creating a database. So there is these databases available to you, but we can just jump into directly into the worksheet and can create a new database for ourselves. Let's start writing the query. It's just a create or replace statement in case you already have a database with that name. I'll call it Snowflake tutorial. um Here under results, you can see a pop-up message saying that database SF tutorial successfully created. If I just click the refresh button, you'll be able to see the newly created database, and within that database we have two schemas that are by default. We can directly use this public schema, or we can create a new schema for ourselves. Let's create a schema. Well, if you do not want to create it from the worksheet, you can create it from, okay, to create it newly from UI, you can go to this cylindrical icon, and there you will find a few things listed over here, that is data, databases, add data, integrations and migrations. Just click on databases, and within that databases, if you click this icon for adding a new database, you'll be given this pop-up, and here just enter the name. I'll call it SF database. Specify something. It's not necessary that you should provide a comment for this, it's optional, and hit create. Database has been created. So SF database should also be available here. Yeah, it's available right away, and you can see same two schemas are there for this newly created database. Next step, we'll add a new schema under our SF database. For that, let's use this particular database to add a schema under that. So you can directly choose your data indexed database from this drop down, but it's not showing the newly added databases here right now. So you can do it from the worksheet programmatically. Let's use one of the latest created databases. Use database and specify the database name. Let's run this command. Now you will be able to see it here in the drop down. We are currently in the SF database, and the schema that's currently selected is public, and we want to create a new schema. For that, statement doesn't really change from this one. We are going to use somewhat similar statement, create or replace, and then instead of database we'll say schema, and we'll provide a schema name, and that's that. Let's try to run this. Okay, sorry, I just run the overall complete statement. You can put a semicolon in the end, that will indicate Snowflake that it's a single command and it terminates here. So this particular command that you're trying to run on your worksheet workspace, it ending at this place. You can have it at the end of each and every command that you run. So after running this one, it's clearly visible that the schema SF schema successfully created. Now we have our database in place and the schema as well, and we are currently using the newly created schema, that is SF schema. Keep in mind, before creating a schema, you need to use a particular database that you want that schema to be created under. If you do not use a database where you need your schema to be formed, it will by default pick up any database or the current database where you are executing your queries from the worksheet, and that's where it will add a new schema. So just keep in mind, switch to the switch to the right database, and from there you can run a query to create or replace the schema. Now after the successful creation, we can run a command and quickly verify what all databases that we have right now. Running this one, and it will show all the databases that are there for this account. In total there are 5, and the one that are created by us are on the top. There are a few things that you can definitely have a look at. That is default, it's current. So currently you the database that is in use currently is SF database, and this column is current shows value as Y for that one. And there are a few other things. The comment that we have added while creating the database is also visible over here. Retention time is 1 day, so any data that was deleted during any operation from this database will be retained for 1 day. You can retrieve that data, get that data back. Let's see what all schemas we have under this database. So schemas in database, and the database name. I'll hit the run button after selecting this query, and you can see there are 3 different schemas right now we have, and the current schema is SF schema that we newly created. All things are there. The owner of this particular schema, which is the same role that we created the schema with. So keep that in mind. The owner will be the same person, or the same role that's creating the schema. The retention time is mentioned over here again, and some other basic stuff. And once you get your database and schema in place, you are ready to create tables or whatever Snowflake objects you want to create for your usage. Just a quick recap: create or replace database. It creates a top level storage called database for you. Then you have the schema creation query that lets you organize your objects within that. And just one thing, always use clear meaningful names, like database for your database, and use schema suffix for your schema. And that's it. You have just created your first Snowflake database and schema. You're not ready to build tables and load data. If you will find this helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more Snowflake content, and comment below. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you.